When the fire alarm was an accident?
You know, I don't know why this has gotten so much attention. I was literally just in a rush to go vote, man. That's all it was.
Are you afraid of any repercussions, either from leadership or from legally from Capitol Police?
I mean, listen, I take responsibility for what I did, you know, but like I said, I was in a rush to go vote, and, you know, investigation will sort everything else out.
Have you talked to Jeffries about it?
Oh, yeah, of course, since day one, yes.
How was that conversation?
Well, I got to keep that between me and the leader, so I'm not going to share that publicly.
A Democratic congressman attempted to explain what happened after he was caught on video pulling a fire alarm in a congressional building as lawmakers prepare to vote on a spending bill to fund the U.S. government. It's conspiracy theory time. Whoopi says the point is that the door was closed to prevent Bowman from reading the CR and stop him from voting. I would have pressed whatever I had to press to get the door open because I know you would expect me not to be there to vote.
Thank you, Corrine. Would President Biden ever try to get out of a meeting by pulling a fire alarm?
Are you talking about something specifically?
A Democratic member of Congress pulled a fire alarm around a series of votes. No fire. Is that appropriate?
What I can tell you is I've not spoken to the president about this, and so just not going to comment. I would leave it up to. I know there's a House process moving forward right now. I'll leave it to the House.
This is obstruction of Congress or obstruction of an official proceeding. Those are real things. And I don't know if he did this intentionally, and we'll have to wait to see, and we certainly shouldn't impugn him before we know more. We know he pulled it. He admits that. Why is the question. If it was intentional, that's real serious and frankly reeks of the sort of stunts that, you know, Republicans try to pull sometimes. And don't be like Republicans. Don't be like Republicans. I know things are tense and, you know, the stakes are high, but don't be like Republicans.
Well, yes, this is CNN actually admitting this was a crime, but The View is sitting there still struggling to defend this. Take a look at this.
Brian, raise your hand.
Yeah, we know you did, Brian.
I guess my point is, you know, if you're not sure, then put it up find out what it was, as opposed to just saying, you know, you did this to do that. Because when people pull stunts, I tend to think that they may be more full of it than he is. You know, people who pull this kind of stunt who say, and you only have 3 minutes to read it. I kind of think, oh, all right, well, maybe. Because I know I would have pressed everything if you told me I had to get in there. I would have pressed whatever I had to press to get the door to open, because I knew you would expect me not to be there to vote. So you don't know. We'll be right back.
To vote on a multi-trillion-dollar bill that they didn't have time to read.
Which brings us to...
my buddy Jamal Bowman.
All right, so...
Okay, so Democratic House member allegedly pulled a fire alarm. He claims that it was because he was trying to get to the House floor. The video seems to say, or pictures suggest otherwise. I think it was because the CR came out and he wanted more time to read the bill. But rather, again, than Congress passing a bill that would allow for him to have more time to read it, he literally pulled the fire alarm. It'd be like if I was like, didn't like the next topic and I pulled the fire alarm and ran out. We just can't do that.
Well, what's absolutely ridiculous, though, is that there's MAGA Republicans that are somehow equating this guy doing this infantile stunt with January 6th. To my knowledge, nobody died because this guy pulled that stunt. To my knowledge, nobody was bleeding. Nobody was attacked because of this.
And I don't want to call it a stunt yet. There's going to be an investigation. I know Jamal. And so, again, I'm a little biased. But the doors that are normally open so that he could get to the chambers to read were somehow miraculously closed. How did that happen? And so, yes, sometimes you're freaking out and you're in an elevator and you're pressing all the buttons.
We're saying it goes to them not having the time.
Yes, a former school principal accidentally pulls a fire alarm right before a time-sensitive vote which will cause delay and empty the House to make Republicans look bad on the government funding bill. Give me a break. Why did he lawyer up right away? This is a serious question. A lot of people have realized.
And why is Jamal Bowman like basically getting into these shouting matches all throughout the hallways of Congress, right outside of Congress? Because there's no actual debates in Congress.
1000%. I mean, look, the theater that we all see every time they have a hearing, it's nonsense, right? They don't actually intend to do anything. But I think if you engage in the kind of theater that we're seeing from Jamal Bowman, I mean, there's a gaggle of reporters there. Reporters love theater. They love that kind of drama. And it kind of forces them to cover the story and shed light on Republicans providing cover for a potential, and I only say potential because he hasn't been convicted yet, but a potential criminal.
He said at the beginning that he doesn't know why this is actually on the news. To him, this is nothing. When you look at the video he's putting out about Trump, you will just go crazy to laugh. Now people are reacting, sharing opinions on what he did. When you take a look at this article recently put out by Fox News, it was the exact opposite. I was trying urgently to get to a vote, which I ultimately did, and joined my colleagues in a bipartisan effort to keep our government open. Dr. Nicole, she isn't sure if the New York congressman should be representing the country, so he's either actually dumb, he is lazy, he is so lazy, he can't just go find another door, because I'm certain there are more doors to get out of than just that one, or he wanted to delay the vote. Safer explained, but you know what? Honestly, we are not going to unless he sent a text message to his chief of staff or some of his colleagues that he wants to delay the vote. We are probably not going to know. So we know that either we have a very doomed congressman or he tried to delay the vote. Like you saw yesterday, Alexander Ocasio-Cortez came to defend him, which has stirred up reactions on social media. It is actually crazy to see Democrats, when they commit a crime, it turns out to be like this. Whoopi Goldberg went on insane rant that Republicans were struggling to prevent him, to enter and vote, which is totally insane. This is a conspiracy theory Whoopi is bringing up. Congressman Bowman released the following statement: I want to personally clear up confusion surrounding today's event. Today, as I was rushing to make a vote, I came to a door that is usually open for vote, but today will not open. I am embarrassed to admit that I activated the fire alarm mistakenly, thinking it will open the door. I regret this and sincerely apologize for any confusion this caused. But I want to be very clear, this was not me in any way trying to delay any vote. It was the exact opposite. I was trying urgently to get to a vote, which I ultimately did, and joined my colleagues in a bipartisan effort to keep our government open. I also met after the vote with the stagnant at arms and the Capitol Police at their request and explained what had happened. My hope is that no one will make more of this than it was. I am working hard every day, including today, to do my job, to do it well, and deliver for my constituent peace and love. This is the apology he sent out